Been a couple of weeks since I used this fan grill. Mr. Gatekeeper here. I know I hadn't made a lot of videos here the last about a week, I guess. Been under the weather. But here we have a 1 drive 4, all 2879s. I don't even think I've ever even built one with a 2290 as a driver. It's just how it's worked out. Kind of a fan of using a 2879 as a driver with these 5 transistor amps. Bud, thanks for being patient, man. Thanks for being patient. Thank you for your patience. We have 1 drive 4, 5 transistor amplifier, all Toshibas. Staged. Last time I done a staged setup was that big 2 drive 8 with them 6 blue fans that was on my channel forever. That was about 3 years ago, I think, or so. I just haven't had a request for a staged amplifier since then. Or should I say a staged configuration. And I'm sure after this video I probably will be having some requests. I am a fan of staging because it is quite nice to be able to run each stage of the amplifier. That's why we call it staging separately. So basically, here's how it's set up. This right here is the 1 transistor section. That's the 1X2879. Okay. Here's the 4-pill section. So if you would like to, you could just hit this bad boy right here and just run the driver section, the 12879, and bust about 150 watts or so. In that section, this variable is active. Okay, that variable is active. So you could actually take this bad boy right here and use it as a driver. You could use this box like that and that configuration right there and drive another 4-pill if you want to, or drive a 6-pill, a 2-pill, 8-pill, tickle a 10 or a 12. Alright, the switch on the right, that is the 4 transistor section right there. Okay, and that right there will be a good idea. Let's say you got you a 100-watt radio, or a real hot radio, or let's say you got 2 radios. You got a Cobra 29, some single final radio. At that point, you can run the amp like this with the 1 pill section on and the 4-pill section on, and 1 drive 4 configuration. And let's say you want to talk on your other radio, which does about 100 watts, or got an RX75 on the back of it. You can turn your driver off and just run it into the 4 transistor section. Or you can just run the 4 transistor section by itself, just to kind of, be on the low side. Okay. Turn this light on. Here's your SSB delay right here, bud. Okay. That right there is an individual SSB delay for both sections. Okay, I'll show that when I pop the 10 off. Here's your custom remote port. When I say custom, what I mean by that is if you ever wanted me to make you a custom remote, like a Y-mote or a regular wired remote, you'll be able to control your driver section, 4-pill section, on and off, and so it utilizes all 4 pins on here. You'll be able to turn each one on and off separately with the remote. So basically, the amp does not have an on and off switch like a normal amp. Each switch is an on and off switch. if you understand what I'm saying, okay? Because there's really no reason to have a standby switch right here to where you turn on and just the fan runs. You know what I'm saying? That would be just a waste of a switch. So I've got a diode circuit hooked up, so when each ore turns on, that fan turns on without back feeding into the fan. So, alrighty. Well, right now I got it hooked up to the regulated supply on 14.5 volts, about a 60 amp regulated supply. I'm going to use that to show each section separately, because if I hook it up on that 100 amp supply, man, that one pill section is doing about 220, 240 watts, because it's running on 17.5 volts. We don't want that. We don't want that. So, all right, go ahead and turn the one pill section on. 4-watt radio, 14.5, 14.4 volts. Oh. Might be good if I hook my coax up on it. Hey, I don't make as much mistakes as I did when I first started, y'all. But I do forget something every once in a while. That was unplugged because I've already actually recorded this video once already. And I was about to hook up the hot radio when I ran out of space. I decided to get started over, so it's all good. So that's why that was unplugged. Alright. Let's make sure I didn't blow my radio. Alright, she's good to go. Variable all the way up. Oh yeah. It's about 40 bird. Oh yeah. Let's take a look at the peak. Oh yeah. Showing about 120 watts peak. Alright. Turn the 1 pill section off. 4 pill section on. RMS. Oh yeah, about 120 RMS. There's your peak. Yeah, right there, about 380 watts PEP. Okay, that's just with a 4-watt radio hitting it. Yeah, here's your input reflect on the 4 pill section. Yeah. Input reflect for the 1 pill section. Yeah. Alrighty. And when both are on, there's absolutely no reflect whatsoever. Alright. I'm going to press pause and hook up the unregulated supply, and let's see what they both do together. Alrighty, we hooked up to the 100 amp unregulated supply, the floating supply. And I like to say, to this point, this is the highest output 1 driving 4 that I have done with a 4-watt radio hitting it to this point. They usually do about 300, 320 bird. And as you can see, this was doing more than that. So I'm very excited about that. And it's staged too, so that's what kind of blew my mind. Alright, 1000 watt slug, 4-watt radio, bench radio. Yeah, look at that right there. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And you can see that dead key there. Now watch this. I'm gonna roll down to about 100 watts. Yeah, oh yeah. Same swing. 380 watts RMS with 4 watts drive. Woo! Here's your input tune. Go low. Flat as flat can be, pretty much. Just a tiny bit of movement. Go yeah. Alrighty. Alright. Now we're going to hook up the hot radio, which I have not even done yet. So I do not know what to expect. And I will say one thing, about 15.8 volts was giving me that. I have no idea why. I have no earthly idea why. But this amplifier is pulling less amps and making more watts than the pretty much any other one driving forward that I've done up to this point. They normally will be dropped down to about 14.5 or so on that supply doing that much power. So that was pretty. What are you doing, girl? I know you ain't intelligible enough to know I'm doing a video, but come on, man. Let me try and get up here and get in the thing. She's always trying to get in the dang video. All right. Ooh, I'm about to run out of time. All right, let's hurry up. All right, let's see what this thing's doing with the hot radio. Oh, God almighty. Oh, good God. The hell? Hold on a second. I am shocked. I ran out of space, had to clean up some room, man. I'll have to admit, I'm pretty blown away at this. I personally have never been able to construct a one driving forward to do this much RMS. Wow. And these transistors did not come from RF Parts. Mr. Jeffrey Bodine, give me a call as soon as you can, bud. We got to figure out where them transistors came from, man. That's where I got them from. I got them from you, big bro. Whew. All right, man. We're on the peak side now. Hot radio, 2,500 watt slug. My new Bird 2,500. I bet this thing's doing at least 1,200 watts, at least. 2,500 is top scale. The 10 is 1,000 watts. Yeah. Turn the variable all the way up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She's dropping low too. Right there pretty much at 1,000 watts. Let's put the 5K slug in and check that out. Alright. 5K. Looking at the middle scale. Oh, yeah. Showing right there about 1,100 watts. Oh, yeah. And that is only on tomorrow. That 1x4 is pulling that 100 amp supply at its duty cycle. 14.2 volts. If this thing could be held at about 15.5, 16, it'd be over 1,250, probably 1,300 watts. Probably hitting its 1,600 bird. I mean, 1,600. I'm tongue-tied. I'm going nuts over here, y'all. 600 bird. I guarantee you this thing will do 600 bird if I could keep it at 16 solid. God. All right. Let's put pause real quick and pop the tin off. Alrighty, there she be. I hope you like it, bud. Everything's individually tuned. I had a trimmer here, here, and here. I knew what the load would be on that one. I got my little tuning pads there. And I can hear it now, so let me go ahead and give a shout out to Mr. 409 Mud Duck, because he did start this build. He did start the build, and I came in and put the cherry on top, I guess you can say. So I appreciate it, Mr. 409 Mud Duck. He pretty much came in and did the whole layout there and laid the transformers down, wrapped the transformers, and put the 120s down here, hot bus, and that's pretty much it. I can't remember if he done the feedback circuits or not, but yeah, I think he did these chucks too, and then I came through and did everything else. B plus, combiners, relay, that relay. At the time he started, we didn't know this was going to be a staged 1 driving 4. So done something else a little new on this thing too, man. This is the most wire hiding I have ever done. Just looking at it, you probably don't hit you right at first, but I'll show you one thing. This output transformer right here needs to be powered by this hot bus, correct? Well, normally what most people do is they're going to run a wire from here on the hot bus all the way back here to the back of this transformer. This transformer right here. Where the heck is the wire? What in the world? How's that one pill section being powered? Hey man, some things I'll just have to keep to myself. I thought I'd try something a little new right there, man. I always like to try something a little new with each build if I can. Keep it fun, you know. But every single wire is hidden under the board. A lot of people don't go to this extra trouble. It's just something I kind of started doing at first and grew accustomed to it. It is a lot of extra work. It does take a lot of extra time. But especially with this build being staged and all the stuff that's going on already, if all the wires I did hide was on top, this would be a congested little build. It really would be. Got them heavy duty switches right there. Here's that board I was telling you about. I don't have a regulator on this one. Got two 10 ohms in parallel equaling 5 ohms at 4 watts for the fan. Here's the diode feedback circuit right here. Okay. And basically what that right there is doing is if you turn this on, it's going to give power to the fan. Okay. Turn this on, it's going to give power in the fan, but each switch has its own feedback diode. Okay, and basically what that helps is so if I didn't have that, basically if I turn this on, that LED is going to turn on with it. Okay, and you also can have a short if you're messing with AC doing that. Like we try and put an AC fan on a supply or something, You can basically take whatever's on both the switches and put them together no matter what switch you turn on. So that's what those diodes are for there. So I could have went a little heavier on the input padding. I've never had to go any heavier than 20 ohms with these type builds, but I could have. But since it was dead key at about 200, which is where I like to run my 1x4s or 4 pills when I'm out there shooting some heavy skip, I just left it alone, man. And this variable will give you enough control, because I know you're going to be using this as a driver for your 16 pill. So, and I think it's going to drive the living snot out of it, big brother. So you enjoy, man. Again, thanks for your patience, brother. SSB delay, individual delays for each relay. That's something I didn't even think about till I got to it, that I would have to have a individual delay, meaning if you had the 1 pill on, and let's say you want to go over the sideband, you know, you got to have a delay. Same with the 4 pill by itself. And then when they're both on, they each have their individual delay. So it worked out fine. It was a fun build, brother. Major shout out to Jeffro Bodine. Everybody else out there waiting, I appreciate your patience. Pretty much in the process of building 2 benches. One for me and Mr. 073 both. So we got a lot going on. A little bit more of a delay than anticipated with things, but we're getting things rolling over here. I just ask you, just please continue being patient, and I promise it'll be worth it. And let me know, brother, if you need a custom Y remote or a wired remote, whatever floats your boat. I'll make sure to put a tie strap right there for that too. All right, man. We'll go ahead and hook this moto box up over here, man, and see what it's doing.